Yeah. 1, 2, mic check, mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on it again. Listen to that. One of the authentic tunes. You know how we get down around here? Yeah. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another one of them sessions, Candid Convo. We're back again. We're back at it again. Privileged, highly blessed, and all them kind of things right there. I know you're wondering why I got that on the background. It's just me doing one of my authentic things. Now listen, people, today is very special because amongst the thing that we grew up on, I grew up on, was football. Football was big where I came from, back in the Eastlands, back in Nairobi and all that, right? So I did my bit, I reached up there, and one of the people who inspired me, him and his brother, we're always looking up to them. I managed to link up with him. So, without further ado, hold on a minute. A big shout out to all the sponsors, all the well wishers, Bush and Wine Adventures, Olympia Fuller Foundation, JMC Electricals, Mr. Care, Win, What is Normal, and everybody was wishing us well. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm giving you Titus Tito MULAMA. Mr. MULAMA, welcome to the show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Listen, in this situation, the COVID and everything, I know we only check up on each other asking how we're doing, but how are you really doing in this airy situation? How have you been holding up?
It's tough, not easy, no football, nothing going. The kids are not training because we are involved in training youths. So things are not moving. It's really tough for us. But we are trying to be innovative and creative and just trying to put up with the situation.
Yeah, I can imagine that's really hard. It's like that everywhere across the world. I think we've never seen anything like this, and I think it will take a long time before it heals or before things come back to anything close to normal. And we wish you well, my brother. We wish you come back on it and you do your thing and all that.
Thank you.
Now, for everybody that doesn't know this, or if you're linking up right now, you're gonna cut this later. This man here, if you ask people like us where we come from, this man is a legend. You know what I mean? A living legend. Mr. MULAMA, Titus, they call him Tito in the streets though, right?
Yes.
Yes. So can you please, in your own words, just break it down to us how you started? Because you've played football from the grassroots to professional. It's not a lot of people can say that. And some of us have witnessed you. So in your own words, can you just break it down to us how it started and how we came to where you are right now and how the journey is continuing, please?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I started playing football from long, like 1987 when I was around between 7 to 9 years old, at least I can remember. So we were just playing under very difficult playing conditions. The pitches were not as good. The trainings were not. Then they were good, but as you grow, you realize that you are really not doing the right things. So it was really difficult football conditions. The pitches, no shoes to wear, no real good organization. But we started playing in the MISA leagues through Mathare Youth Sports Association. There was some youth leagues which were organized, and we could play throughout the year. Then play in the championship finals today in December, and then maybe if you have a good season, then you'll be crowned champions, and that is all you had to celebrate. Yeah, from the youth stages, from under 12, under 14, under 16. So I graduated slowly,
through the ranks,
gradually through all the stages.
Through the ranks. And for those that don't know, like it was around Huruma area, right?
Yeah, it was Huruma. Actually, I was raised up in Huruma
yeah.
Flats.
Yeah.
But since we had a small pitch over there, so we had to walk so like a kilometer away to play in another neighborhood called Ngei.
Okay.
So it is where we honed our skills.
And if I'm to remember correctly, I think Mathare Youth Sports Association, MAISA, which we share a big honorable shout out to MAISA. This was the first time in the history of Kenyan football where there was at least organized football outside the schools, right? Because before that, all the school, like if you had to play organized football at whatever level it was, it just had to be at the school, right? But this time with MAISA, it came like all the kids from all the inner estates, right?
Right.
So how was that experience though? Like playing against the next estate and all that. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was always exciting. The right tension was there because you had to play the best from each neighborhood, and not only our neighborhood but also further away, because we had to play like from other constituencies also. We played from guys from Huruma, Mathare, Dandora, Kahawa, you see, Isili, Majengo, Shorimoyo. So it was really great experience, because not only were you able to gauge yourself among your peers just around your neighborhood, but also in the larger province, as they were called then. So yes, it was really tough, not easy, because we had a lot of talented players. First of all, only making it through the lineup in our team.
In your local, just making it in your
local team. It was really tough. So
you have to be on top of your game first, right?
Sure. We had great players. Then going to compete against the best from other constituencies also, it was great. There were great teams with great coaches. So I think this played a big part in towards our development as youth, and especially me. Yeah, and at some point I decided, well, I think I should take football more seriously, because at the beginning it was always only for fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could miss trainings, I could miss matches. I saw no big deal, but later I came to really like it, and my parents also played a big part, because they motivated me from time to time. I had 4 brothers who were 4 brothers, so all of us were football players. So I was the last one.
I remember that.
So every time you look up to someone like your brother, your bigger brother, so you could try to match them or be better than them.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So it went on like that, and then there was a formation of Mathare United. Right, you are the first players in formation of Mathare United, if I to get it correctly, right?
We were among the first players to play in the in an organized league, senior team football. We were among the first players to play in the nationwide, then the Premier League, because before then, yes, Mathare United was there, but only training and playing in the really lower leagues. But when I finished school, then we came to the nationwide. Then a year later, we went to the Premier League. So yeah, so we were the first players to play for the Mathare United in the Premier League.
I gotta say this though, you like really inspired the rest of us. We were like half-baked players. Like we played against you. I remember I was playing for Kahawa Bentos or something. We played against you in Ruma Flats when we could. I think it was a marketplace, and then on Saturday they let us put the goalposts. Right?
Yes.
We come in, we put the goalposts, and there were just 2 uniforms at that time. It was either the yellow one or the green one, right?
Yeah.
So you'd wear, and then I'm telling you, those are a key moments. And it would be a Saturday, and there'd be like 5 matches on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
You wear after that, you take the uniform, give it to the next team, and that kind of thing. It's a beautiful thing. And then there's this thing that happened when you entered Boy Golden Cup, right? I think that was when. Before that, I think there was a number of you when Mathare United was formed. You managed to fly overseas to play in some tournaments overseas before the beginning of my garden or something?
Yes. You know, most of us were, every year Mathare United takes at least 3 teams to the under 16, under 14, under 12 championships in Norway, Denmark, Finland. So I was lucky to have played in the Norway Cup team in 1996, and I was the captain. So from there is actually when I started training with the senior team. I was still in school, but then after the trip, I was always with the team. Yeah, and most of the players in the Mathare United then were part of the guys who had traveled previously. So they were the stars of Mathare United. Yeah. So this is the team that came to play in the leagues, and we saw that we could make it. So we looked for sponsors, and they sponsored the team. Then we went into the competitions. Our aim from as Mathare United, our aim really wasn't that to play in the Premier League, but just to hone our skills and get to play professional football away from Kenya. So everyone had that dream. But it was we were lucky because we climbed up so fast, because it was 1 year, the next level, the next level, and the next level.
Definitely.
Yeah. So when still at the nationwide, we played in the Moi Golden Cup. Then we did this unbelievable. We achieved the unbelievable by winning the Moi Golden Cup.
I'm telling you, I was in the same. The first team that's not in the Premier League to win the Moi Golden Cup, and it was like, it made headlines. You know what I mean?
And along the way, we knocked out great Premier League clubs: Doria, Utali, Reunion, and KCC. We beat great teams on our way to the finals, and in the finals we beat a great team with a lot of their coach was the national team coach then. With a lot of national team players,
all the top players. You basically knocked everybody. You knocked everybody on your way to winning Moi Golden in that year, and it was. I can remember, like, even the finals, it was in the trenches, because all the young us, we were rooting for you, despite me being a born again FC Leopards fan. I was like, listen, man, listen, these are people, like, we could see ourselves in you, right? And maybe talk to us about growing up in Uruma and playing football, and now you're in a plane going to Denmark or somewhere to play football. What's going on in your head at that particular time? What were you thinking about?
Well, for me, I was only thinking about representing my hood and doing the best for my hood, because in Uruma Flats we didn't have a player who had played in the Norway Cup before, who had gone to play for the United youth sides before. So I was really, and to be given the responsibility as a captain. And it was really something. So I had this feeling of responsibility to go and do the best, and maybe come back as champions, the under 16 champions from Norway. And before then, I told you, I just decided to take football seriously. So I said, okay, maybe this is my chance to. I've been dreaming of playing in Europe. This might be my chance. You never know what might come up. So I just go and do my best.
How old were you that time? 17?
16.
16. Listen to that, my brother. You can imagine that at 16, you're already, your dream looks like it's opening up. I'm sure that was a beautiful thing, a beautiful moment. Right.
Yeah, so, and before that, I had tried, I'd given it a try for like two times, failing. Then just in 94 and 95. So 96, I made it. You can imagine that feeling. It was such a great feeling.
I can imagine that. Right. So you come back, and now you're in the senior team, and now you are knocking teams over, like Moi Golden, you're knocking teams over, and now the finals. How was that though? Because it was big for us, you know what I mean? It was really, really huge for us. We felt like, we won this thing. How was it for you, who was in the pitch and who was playing? How was that?
Yeah, for us, Mathare United and myself, we had a big responsibility to the Mathare slum, and all the zones of Maisa, all the Maisa youth who are aspiring maybe to play in Mathare United and who had dreams of playing professional football. As you know, we come from a very challenging background. but we thought that this would bring a smile, only even if it was only for that 24 hours that we have brought home the cup. So really that feeling of responsibility and wanting to make the ghetto happy, at least for that day, it really gave us a push. And I can recall it's like we ferried a lot of young kids, a lot of
I'm telling you, we was in there
to the pitch. Yes, because we were the underdogs and no one believed in us.
Nobody.
The oldest, I think, was 24 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, myself, I was only 20 years. So it was really big. It was big. We had a good coach. He was a legend, Jonathan Neva, rest in peace. Then we had our chairman who tried to take the pressure off, because just getting to the finals was achievement for
in itself. Yeah,
we were already winners.
Yeah.
So we couldn't imagine that winning against this big team, then representing the country now in big stage, international football.
I'm telling you.
We were this was the opportunity we were waiting for, because everyone, whenever we trained, and all of us, our dreams were playing football away from Kenya, not only competing in the Premier League. We thought and believed in ourselves that we were way better than the Premier League.
That's a beautiful thing. And ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know what we're talking about, winning the Moi Golden Cup is equivalent to a team that's not playing in the Premier League winning the FA Cup. Okay, sure. That's how equivalent it is. It's like it's never been done before, and since them days, it's well, we don't know, we can't say, but hey, there we go. All right, my brother, go on then. So, from there, where did the football take you?
Yeah, from there, it was the beginning of an interesting journey, because before the finals, I didn't have enough playing time in the team, but from the small time that I came in and from the show, then the coach started developing interest and that had that faith in me that I could play and compete among the best, because we had great players in the team, likes of Maurice Wambua, Kimanzi, Asman Gaiwa, you name it.
They were in the defense. You are bro.
Yes, Simon, you see, great players. Great players.
Simon is always that. Yeah, like leave it. Like, so, I know. Go on. Sorry, I get excited when I'm talking about this size, right?
So from here, I started playing regularly. Then 1 year later, I got called in the under-23 national team. Which was a great achievement for me, because I knew that this is where I belonged, and this is what I've always wanted to do, represent my country now in the international scene. But unfortunately, I was dropped, but it gave me some more energy to work hard and to remain focused. So I swore to myself that I would make it in the senior team, and hope to achieve some things with the national team. And it didn't stay long. It didn't take long. In 2001, I was called in the national team and named the runner-up midfielder of the year behind Tom Juma. He's also a legend, very good player. So I was named in the national team to represent Kenya in Rwanda, Sekafa in Rwanda.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah, that was a great motivation for me, and it was my first cup as a senior team player. So I went to Rwanda, played the whole tournament, first team, 90 minutes for around 6 matches, because we played in the finals, but losing finalists to Ethiopia. So we came back, more motivation for me, more reason to train, more reason to work hard, and more reason to hope, because at the Sekafa, we had various club officials who came by, tried to approach me and see if I could play for their teams, outside Kenya. So it made me realize that really getting closer to my dream.
Okay.
Yeah, but as committed as I was to Mathare, I turned most of the offers down, and I didn't also have someone who can make a good deal for me. So I had to go back, train harder, work with the national team for the following year, which we won the Sekafa in Mwanza, Tanzania, and won the Castle Cup again in Zanzibar with the national team. Then still in Mathare, came back, worked with the national team, because now I had become a regular player in the national team.
Oh, yeah, you become a regular.
Yes. Work with the team. Fortunately, playing the qualifiers in African Cup of Nations qualifiers against very good teams, very good sides. Togo, Mauritania was good at that time. Cape Verde was dangerous.
Yeah.
And we came up top of the group. Qualified for the first time in around 12 years.
Yeah.
I think 92. Then the next was 2004 when we qualified with the national team. So that was another milestone for me. Yeah.
So around this time, right? There's the mental of a player, the mentality of a player. Being that just to say the least, you come from challenging background, right? What is it that makes you like really commit and you're like, okay, I'm gonna really, because there are a lot of challenges and temptations out here. Mambo za mtaani tunajua too, right? Like
yes.
After you test a little bit of thingy, which we've seen with other players, where like coming back and being serious with football, it's a bit hard. So what did you do? What did you do to make you stay on the narrow path and be like disciplined?
Yes, within our hood, we had great players, also good players who played in the Premier League, who had also played for the national team.
Okay.
Before me, just within Huruma Flats. And behind our flat, there was a small pitch which we used to gather there and train. And also watch the Stars when they come during their breaks or off seasons. They used to come and train there.
All right.
So really we had people that we would look up to as our role models. So myself, I did not have anything else other than football that brought joy to me. And really I decided to chase this dream because there were some people I was looking up to who I wanted even to achieve more than them.
Right.
Yeah, so from football gave me a lot of joy and satisfaction, and just playing, competing, winning, and getting a new challenge the next day. So this really, I didn't have time to like get involved in the vices that are accompanied with living in the ghetto,
which there are many. Let's say the least.
Many.
There's
yes.
A lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, we had peers who fell by the road, but I decided that this is the road that I want. I also had very strict parents.
Thank God for your parents.
Yeah. My dad was a soldier, so you can imagine. He's from the forces, so they were just really disciplined. Yeah,
disciplined and by order. Yeah. So
it helped me a lot.
That's good. That's good. Being a regular in the national team, I'm sure. And I gotta say this right now, Tito, you are an inspiration to a lot of people. Like even me, I'm kind of like your age mate, but I still check you out, see what you're doing and all that. Because I've been playing football through you. You understand? Like you're the one who's playing football, but I feel like I'm playing football through you. Like it's one of them kind of things right there. So talk to us about like now the transition from playing in Kenya to moving forward. Like how did that go? Yeah,
I remember after the 2004 Cup of Nations in Tunisia, we came back, and for 2 years there's a club that was really on my back, MPR Rwanda. So after the Cup of Nations, then I said, all my friends are John Moore, Robert Mambo, Dennis Olech, Musa Otieno, everyone is moving away. Sunguti, Ambanis, everyone is playing abroad.
I'm
the only one,
Africa.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm the only one playing local football. Yeah. So I said, this year, if I don't make it, then I quit football. I challenged myself. So I trained really, really, really hard. By the grace of God, at the end of the year, I was called for a trial with the APR. Most of the teams you go, you get like 2 weeks, 3 weeks trials. But fortunately for me, I got 1 hour trials. So that training that I attended, it gave me the contract.
Okay, okay. That goes to show how accomplished you are.
Well, thanks.
No,
so I made my training immediately. I went signed a contract, and I was contracted to APR. I had to start training immediately. So this my first experience at international football, international club football. You see, week in, week out, you are under immense pressure because in Kenya, we are used to not more than 200 fans in your match. Mathare United, you can imagine, playing against maybe KCB, then not so many fans. So that there's no that much of tension in the match or pressure from the fans. But now I came to a team that had a really big following.
Right.
So all the trainings are full and all the matches are full.
They even come to watch training.
Yes, they do. And the grounds are packed.
Wow.
So you can imagine there is pressure from training and a lot of expectation of the match day.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a bit different, but I had to adjust really fast because the team itself was comprised of a lot of 12 international players.
All right.
Yeah, in that year, in that club, we had from the first 11, we only had one Rwandan national. So the rest were international players.
International players.
Yeah, Uganda, you get Cameroon, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, lot. So your game had to be up there to maintain. Because our teams in East Africa, when you get 2, 3, 4 matches, you're not on top of your game, your contract easily it's terminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's no compensation for it.
So
I had to work really hard. It was a bit different in terms of that. The pressure level was really hard. The level of play, the level of competitiveness in the team and in the league also, because APR is a big club. So every game is like a final to them. You have to play for the points, of course, for the allowance. So there was extra motivation compared to motivation. Which also made me grow in my game. Because I thought that in Kenya I would not play to my full potential. But then when I went to Rwanda, anytime I came back, there was a difference.
Wow. Maybe those are the ins and outs of professional football that maybe the fans don't know, or maybe just the casual football player doesn't know. It's there's a difference if you're in a starting 11. There's a difference in your wages if you're in a starting 11. There's a difference if the team proceeds and all those kind of things, and that is really tense, isn't it? That's hard. That's hard. Considering you started playing just for fun, right?
Yes.
Now there's zeros and numbers involved, right? That's hard. That's really, really hard. Right. And then moving forward, how did that go from there?
Yeah, from Rwanda, I played 1 year, 1.5 years. Then I thought that, I had played enough. I needed to venture in Europe. I didn't know how, but I felt that I needed to play either in North Africa or Europe. So I left the club. We were on a mutual agreement that I don't play no more. So I went home, went back to Mathare, actually. Just kept training and playing for the national team. Then came a match that changed everything for me again. We played against Eritrea in Kasarani, and we lost. Unfortunately, lost. But in that match, there was one businessman who owns a club in Sweden.
Okay.
Who saw me, and somehow after the match, I received a call from home. I was sad in my seat. Then I received a call that I'd like to see you. I'm so and so, and I come from Sweden. I would like us to talk. I've loved the way you played, and I think you can help my team. Would you be interested? So right away, I agreed and went to meet the guy.